The movie opens with 17-year-old Zoe Hull and her father, Todd, hunting a deer one early morning before school. Zoe successfully shoots an adult deer, but then has to bash its head when they discover it's still alive. At home, Zoe eats a bowl of cereal before leaving for school. Her mother in the kitchen admonishes Zoe to stop wolfing down her food, but the mother disappears when Zoe's father enters. It soon becomes apparent that Zoe often talks to her mother, who died in the last year after suffering from terminal cancer. Zoe's father tries to talk to Zoe about her inability to move on from her mother's passing, but Zoe becomes surly and leaves when her friend Lewis comes to pick her up for school. While driving to school, Lewis and Zoe are harassed on the road by three classmates in a sporty Jeep SUV. One of the boys moons them as the Jeep pulls up alongside Lewis's car. The boy in the passenger seat crudely asks them if they've had sexual relations yet, so Zoe hurls some insults out the window at the fellow. The boys then run Lewis's car off the road. The car's carburetor is flooded, so Zoe advises Lewis to wait to restart his car. While they're stopped, they see another classmate, a boy named Chris, get out of a white van and place a bucket in the field on the opposite side of the road. Lewis notices that the van belongs to Chris's buddy, Tristan Voy. He reminds Zoe it's school prank day, so they're liable to see all kinds of stupid things today. Zoe groans, adding that they're also probably going to see some stupid prom proposals. Sure enough, in Zoe's first class, a student dressed up in Shakespearean garb makes a goofy prom proposal to an Asian student. Then, at lunch in the school cafeteria, there's another goofy prom proposal. Lewis makes the mistake of suggesting to Zoe they should go to the prom together. Zoe gets upset and accidentally spills some of her juice drink on her father's old army jacket, which she's taken to wearing since her mother's death. Zoe leaves for the restroom to rinse off the juice. While Zoe's in the restroom, Tristan's white van suddenly busts through the large cafeteria window. Chris, his sister Anna, Tristan, and another student named Kip step out of the van and start brutally shooting a few students point blank. Tristan, who's obviously the leader, meanwhile, the Asian student from the earlier scene in Zoe's classroom, who was shot near the cafeteria door next to the short hallway leading to the restrooms, manages to crawl into the girl's restroom, where she dies in Zoe's arms. Zoe slips into the hallway to see what's happening when a boy exits the boys' restroom. Zoe tries silently to motion the boy not to go into the cafeteria, but he does anyway, and Tristan orders him to sit with the other students. Tristan sends Kip to see if anyone else is back there. Zoe slips back into the girls' restroom and lifts herself into the ceiling crawl space above the restroom stalls just as Kip enters and starts checking the stalls. Tristan starts ordering the surviving students to get out their smartphones and start calling their parents, the police, or whoever they want. While they're doing that, Zoe accidentally falls through the plywood ceiling in the kitchen. Tristan orders Chris, "Kill whoever that is." While Chris is searching for her, Zoe notices that the lunch lady is hiding just nearby. The lady has her phone open and her husband comes on the line. She steps out from her hiding place and begins to berate Chris, who then blasts her with his rifle. He takes the lady's phone, tells her husband he's just killed his wife, and returns to the cafeteria. Zoe manages to run outside but stops in her tracks to go back. After telling some smokers outside what's happening, she and one of the girls with the smokers go to warn the other teachers through the classroom windows. The first teacher shuts the window blind on them, but at the second classroom, Zoe throws a rock through the window to get his attention. Back in the cafeteria, Tristan calls the front office and tells them what's happening. The secretary starts calling 911 while the principal and the school security guard rush to the cafeteria. The principal tries to reason with Tristan, but Tristan reminds the principal how badly he treated Tristan just the day before. Tristan managed to get himself sent to the principal's office twice the day before, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Tristan tells the principal he stole his school keys in the morning, got them copied during lunch, then returned them in the afternoon. Chris then shoots the principal dead but lets the security guard escape. Tristan orders the students to start filming him. As they start filming, he orders the big tech companies hosting the videos not to cut him off, or he will kill all the students. Tristan then asks the students who's getting the most viewers, and it turns out to be Lewis. So Tristan orders him to be the video guy documenting Tristan's evil exploits. Tristan turns out to be a cynical, nihilistic humanist who likes to mock the world, like a disturbing, realistic version of some comic book villain. In the first few minutes of following Tristan as he holds court, Lewis notices that Tristan and Chris have filled the white van in the cafeteria with explosives in buckets. Zoe pulls the fire alarm in the classroom while the students start leaving through the window, but Tristan has sent Anna out to cut the phone and electricity wires. So, Anna smashes the electrical box connecting all the school's fire alarms, shoots the janitor there dead, and turns off all the lights. Zoe rushes into the hall to go to the main office. Just as she approaches the office, a bomb explodes that Kip had planted earlier when he intentionally left a backpack there. The bomb kills the security guard and the office secretary, plus a couple city police officers. Anna is sent to survey the damage, but she encounters Zoe and is killed in the resulting fight. A police officer arrives at Tristan's home to find that he has murdered his mother. The media picks up the live stream, much to Tristan's delight, and he begins removing students from their classrooms where they are sheltered in place. Kip encounters Zoe and chases after her, but he is quickly subdued. Handcuffed, Kip admits his motivation for the shooting was retaliation for a bullying incident that occurred in middle school. Zoe points out that Kip has murdered several innocent students who had nothing to do with the incident. Zoe contacts the sheriff and tells him that he needs to direct the media's cameras away from the school so that she can safely evacuate students. Sheriff Tarsi calls Tristan live on air to provide cover, but Tristan soon realizes the ruse. Tristan demands Zoe reveal herself to him, threatening to kill hostages every 5 minutes if she does not. Zoe returns to Kip, who expresses remorse for what he has done. As partial atonement for his crimes, Zoe has Kip ambush Tristan, and in the ensuing chaos that leaves Kip dead and Lewis injured, Zoe escapes with Lewis. Zoe settles Lewis and reveals that she reciprocates his feelings for her, but that she has a hard time expressing them. Lewis warns her that the van in the cafeteria is filled with explosives. Chris is sent to kill Zoe, but he is instead killed by Todd, who has taken a sniping position outside the school, right before Chris can execute her. Zoe hijacks the live stream, telling Tristan that she is the one people will remember, not him. Tristan rigs the van to explode and escapes with a single hostage and an explosive. Zoe jams the van in reverse so it explodes in the vacant parking lot. Zoe pursues Tristan but is mistakenly arrested by SWAT. Outside of the school, Zoe meets Sheriff Tarsi, who thanks her for her actions and tells her that Tristan died in an explosion. Zoe meets with her father, affirming their love and repairing their relationship. Afterwards, she sees Tristan fleeing into the woods, having faked his own death. Zoe retrieves her father's hunting rifle and shoots Tristan as he retrieves a cache of money and a passport. Standing over him, Zoe lets Tristan bleed to death, telling him that it is what he deserves for what he has done.